Alright, time to embark on a silly little project for the afternoon. So my son Kurt was watching one of my previous videos where I was talking about and complaining about the fact that my battery was going flat. So, little brown box time. What we have is a coulometer. So there, little tiny meter, which once it's plugged in and powered up will make a bit more sense. A cable that's not long enough, and a shunt to go onto my battery. Alright, so if you don't know what this is, basically what it's going to do is monitor the battery. A coulometer is a coulomb counter which measures the current going in and out of the battery. So this thing here is a shunt. It basically has a resistance in all these little bars through here, and it measures that resistance. So it effectively measures the voltage drop between these two terminals here as you're draining and charging your battery. So what it does is that as you're draining, it counts down your amp hours, and then as you're charging, it counts back up the amp hours. So it just monitors what's going in and out of the battery, and then gives you a tally on there and tells you exactly where it is. So in theory now, I'll be able to easily monitor my battery and have no excuses for running out of charge. So it comes with this beautiful little acrylic bracket here, which kind of suggests it needs to be mounted on a wall or something, which I don't want to do. If I can mount this directly onto my battery terminal, that would be a bit of a perfect scenario. So, and that's going to work. So we take that off, bolt straight through. That's B minus being battery minus, and P minus, which would be something else. And in theory, I can just put that straight through onto my battery terminal and then attach my cable onto there. Well, in true fashion, it is late Saturday afternoon already. It's like 5 o'clock now. I started videoing me installing this this battery monitor, but yeah, it's one of those things. Once I kind of get into the swing of doing a job, pulling out the camera and trying to fiddle about, just it takes a lot of time, and it is actually a lot of effort. And really, it didn't look all that compelling, so I thought, nah, stuff it. Why bother? So let's just have a look at the final product. So basically, up the top here, next to my I don't know, switches above my microwave. There's my little unit there. I'll just mount my camera on something so we can look at it. But first, let's have a quick look where the actual shunt is. And with a bit of luck, a little battery cover off. There we go. Hit it with a spotlight. Oh my goodness! Look at the dirt. That's disgusting. Anyway, so what you're looking at, that's the negative terminal of the battery. And basically, the way these work, basically they put a resistance across the pins there. You can see going from left to right blocks, and then the little circuit board measures the difference in voltage. And then calculates the current flow based on that. So all those little wires coming out go up to the meter up the top and give us the numbers. Okay, just using the GoPro to video this, so I can't get super close, but given that my meter is up at really high up, hello, here I am, I can't get my tripod up that high, so we'll just have to deal with this camera. You'll see what we've got, two large numbers at the top, 100% and 300 amp hours. So this is the set value that you type in for your maximum capacity of your batteries. And at the moment my battery is now fully charged, hence why it's saying that there's 300 amp hours remaining in the battery. So that will happen when your voltage gets above a preset number, and I've set that number to about 14.6 volts, which corresponds to when the battery is fully charged through the charging system. You then have, there's like a timer in the middle here which tells you time remaining to charge, to full charge, based on what your current inflow is. Yeah, okay, fascinating stuff, but anyway. And then your bottom line is your voltage, your current ampage or amp flow, current flow, and your watts. And this is flashing now, so it's charging, right? So whenever it's flashing, you know the power's going in, and whenever it's solidly lit, the power's coming out. So right now we've got 13.4 volts, we've got about 0.9 amps, and it's running about 13 watts. That's very low, but it is 100% charged, so it's basically done its job, and that's it. The charge controller won't be going hard anymore. So you see here, if I turn on my lights, let's put those on full brightness, and now the flashing has stopped, and it's come down to 32 watts being drawn out of the battery. So it's now pulling 2.5 amps out of the battery to run my lights. Turn those back off, and then we'll see that the current flow is now heading back into the battery, and away we go again. So there you go. That's basically how it works. You know, Is this essential? No. Is it fun to look at? Yeah, it's quite amusing if you like looking at this sort of stuff. Particularly when I turn on the microwave, because the microwave pulls like 150 amps and about 1.8 kilowatts. So it's, yeah, it's amusing for 10 seconds. Do you need to get yourself one of these though? Look, the percentage of battery left is quite a useful number, and it will give you a good indication of where you're at any particular point in time. And this is the most accurate way of doing it, of measuring the state of charge. So, you know, if you are a bit nervous about your battery, then sure, grab one and stick it in. If you're not too fussed about it, if you're not really running out of battery charge, then a voltmeter will do the job too. You know, if you get down to like 12.8 volts, then you know you're starting to run out on your lithium battery. It varies by battery, by the way. They're all different voltages. But if you're down at about 12.8, you're starting to, your lithium's pretty much drained. So yeah, this was $89, 89. Roughly that, yeah, $89 off AliExpress. You can buy them locally for about probably 120-ish or more. The sky's the limit on any of these things as well. You know, if you want to spend a couple $100 on one, you can. So there you go. It's not really going to solve any of my problems, but it will allow me to easily look at it now and tell where my battery state's at. And what can I do about that? I can go for a drive and charge things up if I need to. So, oh, and I do need to thank my son Kurt, who not only ordered it, because I was procrastinating like nothing else. You know, I don't really like spending money, and he just ordered the damn thing for me, and then he helped me put it in as well. That was his punishment for ordering without asking me. So I'm back down Geelong. My friend Jim has asked me to come along and join him tomorrow for a bit of car racing, so why the hell not? That sounds like fun. So just quietly, the weather is absolutely terrible. It's blowing a bloody gale out there, and it's cold. Look, watch this. And, I think we're getting 2 days now of like 18 degrees maximum or something. When like 3 days ago it was 37 degrees. Oh, Victorian weather, you gotta love it. That's the problem of being so close to Antarctica. Anyway, too unpleasant to be out doing anything, so I'm just going to loiter around inside the van for the rest of the day. I'll go and get some groceries and stuff, because that's an appropriate thing to do when the weather's horrible. And then tomorrow morning we'll head off to the Geelong Motorsports Complex. That'll be fun. Stayed in one of my favourite locations last night. Nice quiet night, nobody around, which is always a bonus. It's like got a bit of rain, but didn't hear anything through the night, so even better. I was so tired from the night before, really didn't get a lot of sleep. There's a lot of festivals and things going on in Melbourne on Friday night, probably this whole weekend actually. And I tried to stay in a couple of spots where I normally stay, and I think there was a festival in Flemington Racecourse, and I've got a couple of spots where I stay not far from there, and all I could hear was just this thumping of music. And so I went back to another spot where, you know, I've mentioned before that I have trouble sleeping there because people play basketball till quite late at night, and sure enough, I went back to that spot. And yeah, people were playing basketball till about 11:30 at night. I decided to stay there anyway because I'm just running out of options. But and then at about 3:30 in the morning, someone rocks up, or a group of men rock up and just loitering around the car park. Very odd. Anyway, that's normal. All right, time to roll. Nice to see the sun today. Bloody hell, yesterday was a bit average. Tell you what, it was a cold night, crikey. It was 9 degrees when I woke up, 12 degrees inside the van. I have had the heater on all morning. So just approaching my destination for today. This is the back of Avalon Airport, or the front of Avalon Airport. We're just sort of right next to the freeway that heads down to Geelong. So this is the Geelong Motorsport Complex, owned by a couple of car clubs, Geelong Motorsport Club and Western District Car Club. I was part of Geelong Motorsport Club, and that's who I'm here with today. And I used to do the sort of event organisation out here for the club, organising car races. It's low-level club motor racing, so you know, we're not talking expensive cars. It's basically you could bring your daily drive. I could race this if I wanted to, except all my stuff would fall out of my cupboards. But basically, you know, any reasonable vehicle you can rock up with and race. Got the prime parking spot right next to the official camper van, and this is what we're racing on. This is really impressive. Like when I was involved in the club, this was all dirt. Used to have a dirt pad here, and they managed to get a government grant and get this bitumen thing put in. So I drove my friend's car, so here's a tour around the race car. Yeah, how's this, eh? This is a fully prepped race vehicle. Nothing but the best for us. That's why there'll be no drones today. Hey, turbo! Smoke! The thing with this sort of racing is they change the track every couple of runs, so just when you start to get used to it, it changes and it's all new and you got to start again. So I'm not good at that. There it is.
I think they had
Whoops. So that was a hell of a lot of fun. It's something I haven't done in quite a few years. And look, this sort of thing is open to pretty much anyone. This is Geelong Motorsport Club, so gmsc.com.au if you're interested. Obviously based in Geelong, but there are little clubs like this all around Australia. These level events are cheap. You know, as I said, you drive your own car in here. You know, the car you take to work, you can race that, not a problem. Or you can have a race car, whatever. You saw what was cruising out on the track there. So fees wise, this particular event, now Geelong Motorsport Club is quite cheap on the events. I think it was $40 entry fee. I paid for a $10 day license, or day membership, sorry, $10. And then I think it's like $35 or so for a one-off license with CAMS. So CAMS is the Confederation of Australian Motorsport. To get an annual license, if you want to do this a lot, they're usually about $100. I'm not sure exactly now, but if, again, cams.com.au, they would have all the details on that. They run different events here as well. So that was a small event on a bitumen pad, but they have a bigger circuit as well where they run autocross, and that's like a 2-kilometre loop on the dirt. So that's a lot of fun as well. So I'm heading over to Jim's place to have dinner with them now, and I will check back with you in the morning, see what I'm going to get up to tomorrow. I'm not really sure at this stage. Monday was a bit of a nothing day, unfortunately. I headed out to the Yangs with full intentions to go for a bike ride, but when I got there I was so tired I just sort of lay down for a little sleep and slept for over an hour. And then it was almost lunchtime, so I spent a couple of hours doing some video editing. I had my lunch, sort of tried to get myself a bit motivated to go out for a ride, but it never happened. Then I had another sleep for another 45 minutes in the afternoon. I don't know why I was so tired, it's ridiculous. I did have some pretty rough night's sleep up in Melbourne because there was some you know, pretty wild nights going on around there, so anyway, that's probably part of the reason. So today, Tuesday morning, I've got a couple of things that I want to do. One of them is go for a damn bike ride at the Yangs. So I'm all dressed up in my bike gear again in anticipation that I will actually do it. So I'll head out there soon and see what I can achieve. And then I'm driving up to Melbourne. It's a little bit bright. So this is my last few days in Melbourne / Victoria. So and I do have to help my son move house on Wednesday, and then I'm going to go see Lexi on Thursday and probably even today as well. So not going to be anything really video worthy over the next couple of days, but hopefully once I start heading out of town I might catch a few shots of a few bits and pieces, but we'll see how we get on. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is just leave this video with some shots of me out of the Yangs barreling down some bike tracks. So if you're not interested, there's no point watching through it because there's nothing else after that. But if you do like it, then feel free to hang on and watch. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again hopefully in a few days. Hopefully I've got some content to share with you, but we'll see how we go. Alright, time for my favourite track at the Yangs. This is track 13, Crazy. It's been a few weeks since I've ridden here. Continue to loop back to the van. Hey! Oh, sand's deep there. Sweet.